All right guys, to understand the oddness of this video, we're going to get out over here and show you guys so that it actually looks correct, because the camera does some weird things. I don't know if you guys have ever realized, depending on which way you're filming, it actually shows things inverted sometimes. So a lot of videos you watch of people, I don't know if it's when they're got it on selfie mode or whatever, but it actually inverts everything. We're going to pull over here real quick before we do this test drive. Christian's going to get out, and then you'll be able to understand what we're doing. So you want to talk about something that'll really screw you up. When you get out of the passenger side of a vehicle and you're shifting to the left and your parking brake's to the left, I've gone to this vehicle twice now to get some information or do something and get in the driver's side instead of the passenger side. Talk about a culture shock of something that just throws you off. This is one, but this is a diesel Hilux crew cab. As far as I know, and I know you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they ever made these in the States. I think they all had to be imported. This one was imported with the proper paperwork. The thing we're doing today is checking to see miles per hour versus kilometers per hour. I believe this truck has had the proper conversion done. I know the customer told me, but again, I don't remember exactly. It's been a while for us processing it and getting ready for the lot. So instead of seeming like a dummy and asking, we're just going to figure it out. We're going to go down the road, we're going to drive a mile, we're going to see if it spins a mile or if it spins a kilometer. There's a big difference between miles and kilometers, and there is a proper conversion way to do it so the titling and the paperwork is proper. It appears everything is great, but we want to do a physical check before we jump the gun. Then the next step for this truck is to get it detailed, a little bit of seat repair. Really the only wear and tear on this truck, and it's been repainted, is the driver's seat. And we've got an excellent upholstery guy that's going to be able to knock this out for us. So we'll get that taken care of. Christian's going to get in the driver's side to ride. I'm going to get in the passenger side to drive. And you want to talk about an odd situation. But the stripe is pretty fun. Just because of the fact of something you guys are going to see in a few days that matches with this. That stripe theme is more of the, like I've said this before, like Walker Evans or the Desert Race theme for the trucks. If you ever played that old off-road game, it had a truck on it with that stripe package. So I don't know if it was called a desert theme or a desert stripe or Mickey Thompson stripe or Ivan Stewart stripe. Guys, if you know, tell me. Maybe you're out there. I know some of them guys are getting a little old, and I know Mickey Thompson's not around anymore. We told y'all the story of Mickey Thompson. We're going to tell you a lot more of Mickey Thompson's story in the coming week, like a lot more. But check her out. What a cool truck. Everybody around here kind of loves it because we like getting different stuff. It is the first right-hand drive Hilux. Not the first Toyota right-hand drive. We've had a lot of those. But it's the first Hilux crew cab 4x4 diesel manual that we've ever had. It's the only one I've ever touched or seen in person. Seen them on the internet. All you guys know Whistling Diesel. He's got a collection of them. And he rock climbed them in the Moab, and it actually was impressive. Like it did what rock climbing designated vehicles did. I'd take me a few days to get used to driving it before I go out there and be clutching it and all that. Because even you clutch, everything's wrong. Everything's in the wrong spot. So let's go for a ride. All right, so the way we're going to test this theory, and I have gotten a lot of people with this theory in the past, but I learned it from my dad and my granddad, because in the day when you had lifted trucks and big tires, you didn't have such thing as a calibration shop to check your calibration. So what we would do is get on the interstate, put the speedometer on 60 and watch the mile markers and count. We didn't have a timer on our phone. So today our technology is way better. We're still going to do this old school though. So we're going to put the truck on 60 miles an hour according to the speedometer, and we're going to put our stopwatch, for those that can't do the math, this is, I get every kid that's ever on a road trip, even a lot of adults, I'm like, you know, if we're going 60 miles an hour, how long is it going to take us to go a mile, you know, or 10 miles or whatever the math is. And you'd be surprised at how much that really screws people up. Uh-oh, wrong gear. Let's grab a different gear. So for those that are interested in this truck, it obviously does check out very well. It's got 211,000 miles that we're getting ready to verify that is miles, not kilometers. The clock works. Actually, the time's even accurate. That's pretty wild. And it's a good driving truck. It shifts through the gears good. This guy has just serviced it. Matter of fact, just serviced it a couple hundred miles ago. We'll go back over. We'll do a fresh inspection. We've checked the truck through. It's just a matter of doing the official part of it. So we're going to get her up to 60 miles an hour. See if we got one more gear. Yes, we do. 5th gear. Doesn't grind any of the gears either. Toyotas are famous for having some issues. So we're on 60 miles an hour. Let's start the clock. Bam. Hold on, Kristen. How are we going to know that we went a mile?
Look at the thing. If it changes.
Oh, yeah. So we got to do it better than that. Stop. Reset. We got to get it where it's rolling. All right, boom. It just rolled to 4. Oh, man.
Come on.
All right, we're going to have to answer this. Be right back, guys. All right, 0. Boom. So that was actually Mom calling, trying to figure out the miles versus kilometers because she's at DMV doing DMV work, or she's doing DMV work, not at DMV. But we got to slow down just a smidge. So she needs the answer to this question just as bad as we want to answer this question for y'all. So as you can see, that was her calling. But we take the time on every title to go through the process and clear the title to make sure that there are no glitches. A lot of these vehicles go to other countries, so it's very important that everything is perfect on our paperwork, because we don't, no matter if it's even going next door, we don't want any glitches, but we want to make sure, because of the international business we do, that everything is accurate. So looks like it's going to fall pretty perfect because we just rolled to the 9 and we're getting ready to roll to the 0. We roll to the 0. I mean, dead on time, Bubba. So we are now knowing that, one, the speedometer is pretty accurate because we went a mile. And I guess they still have, let's do one more thing. Let's catch a mile marker. Did you know that's what they're good for?
No.
Did you even know what a mile marker is?
I've seen them.
Yeah. So on the interstate, it used to be every 10th. They don't have that anymore. It would be 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. So every one of those was a 10th of a mile. So that was a lot of effort that they put into having those. I think people ran them over and didn't care about them. But that was also for the CB radio network back then. Hey guys, we got an accident at the 5 mile mark, the 3rd 10th, or whatever it was. I mean, it had a special way of saying it. I wasn't ever great on a CB radio, but I did have one with a big old antenna in high school. We didn't have cell phones. All right, here we go. 04. All right, well, let's do it like this. I got it. It just turned to the 1.
I've got the timer on here.
Okay. All right, so essentially if we run it at what it says is 60, it's going to look a little different because y'all are looking at it from an angle. But if we run it at 60 and we hit the next mile mark within a minute, or within this thing showing a mile, then we should be about perfect. And I think we're going to hit one more mile before we get off on this exit. And I need to go ahead and answer Mom's question. So we're going to no texting and driving.
Here she comes.
Here it comes. What's your timer say?
10 seconds.
Bam, passed it.
3 seconds short.
Okay, and I was probably running just a smidgen over according to on here. So
Perfect.
we are good to go. All right, pause it. Let me pull over here and make this phone call. So we pulled over, made our phone call, and now we're back on the road. So the only thing I can really fault this thing for is the tachometer not working. I will get that checked while we're at the... I'm pretty sure that's going to be a connection issue because it's trying to wiggle when you bounce on it there, tap on it there. So we'll check that out. But the gas gauge or fuel gauge, diesel gauge works, temperature gauge works, oil pressure gauge works, battery gauge works, heat works, radio works, clock works, and we know we're on 211,000 miles, not kilometers. So actually checks out pretty well. It is weird to roll down your window on this side instead of this side. It is weird for your signals and a few other things. Just feels awkward while you're sitting over here versus sitting over there. But aside from that, pretty good. I think we picked it up pretty well. Christian was a little scared over there. Christian, did you watch the video yesterday yet? You have a cameo in there.
Oh, I do.
You do, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we'll video when he watches that, guys. But been a pretty interesting morning. I had to deal with a tenant at one of our properties about a vehicle. Thankfully, the county didn't do a citation, but there was a little nudge that, hey, there's a vehicle that needs to be moved. So we got that out of control, under control. Actually, tenant was very appreciative, older fella. His son wrecked a truck and said, hey, he parked it here. He wanted to take it apart. I said, look, it can't be here. It's got to go. The inspection's expired. It's a wrecked vehicle. He was very understanding, very polite. He said, Mr. Davis, I really appreciate you coming back and talking to me in person. I don't even think he has a cell phone. So that worked really well. So we'll hopefully see that truck move in the next day or two. That way we don't have to have the county give us a cite or a citation. Rental truck getting ready to get picked up with a new customer, and we'll go through the process. Might even try to video that, just depending on how the customer is, to show you guys how seamless it goes and how simple it is. Oh, tachometer's working. I thought it was working. Maybe we pulled over and that's when it stopped. But no, she's working. It is also a little hard to judge. I think I've been putting Christian over in the lane over there because you got like a little spot mirror in the front, and then you got your regular mirror over there. I think I've been putting him over in the other lane a teensy bit more than usual because not used to driving from the passenger side, believe it or not. What else we got cool on the agenda today? Got two new F450s coming, guys. So now we'll have the red 450, the Azure blue. What color blue do we have? Glacier gray, avalanche gray, and a really bright blue. The two 450s today actually have 0 miles, but they are completely stock. So if you guys are looking for something for the end of the year, for a write-off or whatever have you, we got you covered. I think 4 late models and 2 or 3 regular, but 4 late model 23 and then 325. Oh, the one today is one of the ones today is a 26. So I had to get the check ready. So 2026 F450, maybe one of the first ones. I'm sure somebody's got one, but maybe one of the first ones. And Raymond just sent me a picture. He's in terrible rain with the SEMA trucks, unfortunately. So our journey there is they're going to be dirty. So we're going to have some serious cleaning to do. Nothing he can do about Mother Nature. We got rain here too, but we were hoping we slipped him out at the right time to get ahead of it. I think with this hurricane brewing and all kinds of other stuff as he's headed west, I don't think he's going to avoid it. So I had a video. I thought it was going to be like an exciting video of some followers giving thumbs up or something, but it was a video of the rain. Matter of fact, that video looked like he was videoing from the passenger side. Yeah, because they're just backwards. It's weird. So, all right, we're headed back to the office and we'll show you like a little clip from the new showroom as how I've got things mocked up a little bit, and a cool Corvette next up. I guess it'll get boring like any other job. You're like, oh man, I gotta go drive the Lambo. Dang on, that sucks. Can't somebody else do it? But anyway, yeah, Christian will probably complain. Do I have to drive the red one? Really? I wanted to drive the blue one today. Sir, are you kidding me, sir? Sir, like, can it be the white one, please? The red one smells too much like brand new. Like, the brand new car smells not for me. Please, can I do the white one instead? Can't AJ do that? It just was not what I came to work to do today. Like, I mean, golly day.
This is what it sound like to you.
All right, guys, welcome to a little simulance of what we anticipate the showroom to look like. Ta-da! So we just happen to have this piece of equipment in here because we're actually using it, and I'm sure somebody's going to hit one of these windows with it before it's over with. but I hope not. But it wouldn't be too bad to have something like this in here. There's a little mini excavator, still plenty of room. Corvette. So what we really anticipate is probably to have a car over here and a car over here. And then of course we got this breezeway area. To kind of bring in, store, vehicle that's sold, maybe it's leaving tomorrow, have it in here nice and clean and ready. For heating and air conditioning, the previous owner says you want to keep this door closed. So probably gonna have to keep this door closed. We also gotta get these lights fixed. We worked on them, but they definitely are dim as dim gets. So I guess they're not on currently, but they're pretty dim. So I don't know what happened there, but we'll get that fixed. We did get the wall done nice and white, so it should be bright as heck in here. And we did insulate that really well. So I hope that will help some also, but obviously a lot of the heat and air conditioning will escape through the ceiling. But check out the Corvette. That is why I wanted to get this in here. It is sprinkling and rainy, and I want this car out of the weather. This car's lived its whole life indoors by the previous owner. No previous paint work, no accident history, an extremely clean Corvette. And let me check the miles, but I think it is, yes, it is a 1999 with 17,000 miles. And one owner, garage kept. It was also sitting next to the Jeep that you guys saw that was almost the same color, which did sell immediately when we posted it. That was a killer good deal. Chrome on the wheels is perfect. Tires are excellent. Seats are perfect. Had a lot of people ask for this video, so here it is, guys. Also, Christian, you'll need to clip this for your channel for the Corvette video. It's got the sport type seats with the perforation. Usually the bolster, no matter how low a miles, sliding in and out tore all to pieces. It's not. The door panels start to come apart. Matter of fact, in the background, y'all see my red Corvette sitting there in the mud puddle hole that I parked it in and misplaced the keys, and then the battery went dead. So still sitting there. My door panels are coming apart, even though it's a low mileage car also. This is a convertible. Don't know that we even mentioned that, but it is a convertible. What's the Popo doing there? Oh, look like he's getting ready to run some radar. You guys coming down Route 1, you better watch out. They're going to get you. Somebody did ask about the date code on the tires. Let's see if we can figure that out real quick. Like, you remember how to do that, Christian? It may be on the inside, so we might not be able to do it. Okay, we'll come back to that. But I do have to believe, even with the miles, these tires have been replaced just due to age. But we will get that answer to that question, sir, that asked that question. But great car. Plastic, fiberglass. Usually these colors start to fade differently. It's not. Everything's in good shape. Christian originally took the pictures the minute this car came in. We didn't even get the dust off of it. Now it has been at least washed. Alvin wiped it down. It's been through service. It's got a fresh inspection. There's no lights on the dash. It shifts through the gears good. It doesn't scrape. It doesn't do anything weird. Premium Bose stereo. Big floor mats in the floor protecting the light colored carpet. And the top is not tattered. A lot of times right through here. Again, from door closing and opening and different things. The air flapping. The stitching starts to come apart. Still completely perfect and tight. Now, we have not cleaned under the hood, so I'm sure it's going to be dusty. Not bad. Now, there's your original 17,000 miles of dust. And it'll be sitting in here, so we'll be able to verify if it has a leak. A lot of people ask about that too. They won't park in their garage with a leak. I doubt it has a leak, but in here, there's no drips on the floor currently, so we'll be able to determine the answer to that also. They did not notice anything when they did the service and inspection, so I feel like there's no problems. The lights open and close properly. I had somebody ask about that too. I don't know if we can do it without the key. Oh, there we go. Those are known to fail. They work proper. So everything about this little dude is pretty good. Now, while we're in here, the little Mini X. What's that priced at, Kristen? I think it's 79. Yeah. All right. So last one we had these everywhere from 79 to 99, just depending on the options. We did have a couple that were 69 that were no enclosure, and they were even smaller than this, believe it or not. So this one's 79. I don't know what the difference was between the ones that were 10 and the ones that were 8. I didn't see any differences, but it is enclosed. It does have a fan. It stays pretty warm in there. Don't know how much you'd want to do during the winter. I mean, during the summer, I think it would be pretty warm. But you can open the windows. Extra keys, battery kill, controls work proper. You can see the fluid is crystal clear. This thing's got probably, I don't see an hour meter. I think it does have an hour meter. It might be on the motor. I think it has 2 hours. We planted the palm trees with it, and we used it for just loading some stuff in the dumpster. So the bucket might have a couple scratches. But operated good for a little small unit. These are imported. Surprise, surprise. They come from another country. They get bought in bulk. It's the last one we have, and as far as what I'm told, it's probably the last one we're going to have this season. A lot of people come buy this stuff at the end of the year, and usually we stock up. I'd love to fill this building up with them. They also have little skid steers and other things. They're handy, and for the price point, I don't know how you can go wrong. They do have an extra feature that's blocked off here. Somebody told me that you could get a power thumb. This is a manual operated thumb, but you could add a power thumb possibly. Don't know that to be true, but that's what they say. But we've had good luck. We haven't had any hose issues. We haven't had any. One of them need a carburetor adjustment. The float was sticking, so we had to fix the float. But out of dozens and dozens and dozens of these, we had to replace a light. One of the lights wasn't working, or it might have been broken. But that's about it. It's got a light right here, lights up there. You can add more lights, of course. And you see she's still in the wrapper. You got the little push blade for cleaning up your mess after you're done. So, all right, well, hope you guys like it. This is kind of a little rough trial run of this area. Desk will be scattered. Oh, did I ever show you your office, Kristen? Hold on, let me show it to you. It's right through this door. Stand right there. I want you to be surprised. Are you ready?
Yeah, can't wait. You know it won't fit in there.
I mean, you turn sideways and squeeze real tight,
No.
you could probably get to your office. You like that?
Yeah.
You get your own door.
Woo.
You can put a lock on it if you want. Kristen's actually going to install a door lock today. Have you ever done that before? Yeah. Okay. All right. I was going to video it if not. He's actually locking the merch room. You hear a lot of guys on YouTube talking about their parts room. We have to lock our merch room. Believe it or not, I'll slip in there, get stuff for customers. I'll slip in there, get stuff for giveaways, and I don't always check it out. And that does become a problem because when we get down low on numbers, Christians sell shirts every day online, and they want a blue or a gray or a black, extra large or whatever it is, and he goes to get it, it's not there. So we got to do a better job. I am one of the culprits, not the only culprit, but I am one of the culprits that is giddy with the t-shirts and the giveaways and other things. But Christian, that's his job to keep them organized, so we got to do a better job. So that door is getting a lock on it, so now when something comes through, there'll be no excuses if we do or do not have it. And he piles it up. He actually did really good. He tracked back. He said, JW, I put a big box of shirts together for you at the last second because you were going to an event. I was like, dude, I don't remember what event, where, what truck. I don't have a clue. He remembered. He went back and figured it out, went to that vehicle. Guess what he found? Everything we needed, actually enough to fulfill a couple orders that were still in the box brand new. I didn't wear them. So I don't know if you think there's a business in previously worn shirts?
Yeah.
You think
Big
so?
business.
Big business?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I got a closet full. I'll bring them to you. You could do a discount section?
Yeah.
They're pretty wore out, guys, in case you haven't ever seen my wardrobe. I'll wear something until there's nothing left of it. So, but maybe we'll do a discount section on there. Like used vehicles. They sell those every day. Why not use shirts?
Exactly.
Got to be a business model. Same thing. All right. On to the rest of the day. Hopefully it stays as smooth as it is because it's pretty good. We've also got a extremely unusual, I can't even, how do I even give a hint? You don't even know about it, but they're on the way back with the 450s and this particular car. I'll just leave it at, you guys know what a Ford GT is. Well, I'll just leave it at that. So Christian's going to love it. Going to be probably one of our next most viral, unusual things. I better stop talking or I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth. So see you guys in a little bit. Guys, believe it or not, Christian had a wonderful idea. Like, we're going to write it on the wall when we go back inside. Today's date, 2025, Christian had a good idea. I was going to show you guys about these bucket trucks and how the process went when we bought them, and also the fact that we had gotten to where we were like missing 5, then 4, then 3, then 2. One has been eluding us. Like, we just were fully lost where this truck is. We finally located it. So now we have a full inventory. Now you guys will be like, how can you just lose vehicles, especially when they're big? How does that happen? Well, we don't lose vehicles. We misplace vehicles. You got to imagine the locations that some of these trucks go to, you know, service, detail, cleaning, the All-Tech manufacturing company is not too far away from here. The diesel shop, the gas motor shop, Express Auto Service. We kept some of them at the off-road shop in our storage yard. We kept some of it at Ettrick. I had one at home doing some odds and ends with it. Then my neighbor used it. Then I had it back. We used one as a diving board for the kids to jump into the pool. Like, we've used these things for all kinds of stuff. But the amazing part is now we have full inventory. Every one of them is on the ground. We know exactly where they're at. We know exactly which ones they are. And we've even gone through them and made sure, because some of them are parts trucks. Like this one here, that's going to be sold as just basically a utility truck. Like, it's no good for anything else. I think they replaced the windshield on the wrong truck.
Whoops.
Well, anyway, you go get a brand new windshield in that truck now. I think it's a different one. But the crazy thing about this was when this fleet came available, I bought a couple, local. Got them in here, ran through the shop. They were fabulous. And that's a lot of truck for the money. These things are anywhere from like 17,000 to 35,000, right, Christian?
Yes.
Depending on the miles. So the most expensive one's 35. That's still a third of what one would cost new. And they are some are low miles, like what, 60, 70,000 miles?
Lowest is
50. So one with 50. So that's probably the one that's 35. But they're not only a utility truck with a, and I'm not trying to make this sell. You guys love vehicles, so I'm telling you what makes these things so cool. So they were bought new by a company that updates every 15 years. They're maintained on a fleet schedule. So the oil changes are proper, the services are proper, the safety stuff's proper. But they're in a fiberglass box, so the box is never going to rust. That's always a problem, rust. They have a built-in generator that would basically run your house, an Onan generator, Cummins generator. But they're also a bucket truck, and they're so freaking usable. So when they came in, the tires were excellent, the trucks were clean. Now, when I say clean, they need a detail, but they weren't all boogered up, busted up. They had service manuals with them in a lot of cases. They had brand name tires on them. I told my buyer, I was like, I want every one of them there is. And I know we didn't get all of them, but we got a bunch. This is only a freaking fraction of the ones that we bought and sold. But they weren't all turned in local. That was the thing. They were in Texas, and they were in Florida, and they were in, you know, upper states. There were several different hubs. I think South Carolina, North Carolina, Maryland. They were scattered all over, and he was buying them online. So if he saw 2 pop up, he bought 2. They might have been in Texas. They might have been in. So the orchestration of these trucks moving was also a big deal. So it wasn't just the fact we got them all here and then maybe we thought we lost a few. It was the fact that it would take weeks because of the size of them. They couldn't go on a regular car carrier like a ramp truck. They had to go on a flat deck. So I'd have to call him and be like, hey, I'm seeing like 6 stock numbers I don't know. Oh, those 2 are in PA, and those 2 are in Georgia, and those 2 are over here. They're coming. And I'm like, okay. So not only did we have to worry about them getting here, we had to figure out when they were getting here. Then they had to go to service, and they had to go to inspection, they had to go to cleanup. Then they had to go through a lot of them, got, you know, hoses and lines and fittings replaced. And then some of them we just crap canned and said, you know what, That one had an electrical board issue. So we took the generator off of it. We stripped off the pump that we needed for another one, and we used it as kind of a donor. Now you can buy it as a utility truck, or you can put it back together. It's still a great running utility truck for way less than what a nice utility truck would be, but it does have a weird boom that maybe you should take off and take to the scrapyard. I don't know. That's a good idea, right? And for the bigger trucks, we do have a few more of the bigger ones coming in that we purchased today. So we glutton for just bringing in more inventory.
Great.
So yeah, we needed more bucket trucks.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah. But Kristen did have a good idea, because I was going to show y'all on the map all these little areas. I was going to pull it up and go back in my old text, but we have them all.
Just show them to them.
We have them all. So there they are, in the flesh and blood. 350s, 450s, 550s, Freightliners, Internationals, and everything up to about 60 foot currently. I think one of them we got today was a 75 footer. Yeah, you want to ride that one up in there? Christian is scared to death of that. Oh boy, Samurai. A couple people talked about the Samurai. They saw it in the background of the video when we were videoing this frame off restored truck. Volkswagen Jetta needs to go to the auction. While we're making our lap around here, it jogs my memory. And bucket van. Yeah, bucket van. So we have two of those. Very, very unusual. Also, reminder, the one, you know what, guys? We messed up. We forgot to tell y'all about lost keys, messed up batteries. There was a contest. I'll have to go back. I'll give you the answer now. 2 sets of lost keys. Not bad. 2 sets of lost keys. That van being one of them, that's why it's blocked in there. And the Chevrolet dealer has it ready. So we need to go down there and take the paperwork. So let's make sure we do that today. And then one of the other ones we've already got taken care of with a key. Where is that one? Or maybe it's that one. Lost it. 2 keys. 34 batteries. Now, not 34 batteries that got replaced, 34 vehicles that had to be jump started. So when I told you guys it was like 1% and like 10%, we were pretty freaking close. But 2 keys, 34 batteries. So somebody out there probably got pretty close. I don't think anybody got it right. There was a couple people that said like 50 lost keys and 200 batteries. Like, God, they really thought we were screwed up around here. But there is a lot in, right now I probably have some keys in my pocket. Like, wintertime comes, you start putting a jacket on, then you take it off. My dad sometimes would lose keys in the spring, and then we'd find them in the fall, because he'd put them in his jacket or his members only jacket with a little pocket inside, and they'd turn up, several months later. But when you're moving this many keys, just imagine you and your 1 set of house keys and your 2 or 3 car keys or whatever your family has, and you probably lose them. So just multiply that times 280. 280 on the website. Yeah. That are ready, and the amount of ones that aren't ready is just staggering. But we're getting pretty caught up, and it's not bad. We're making good progress. So Christian's got the website real current. Flag is flying beautifully currently. Looks like we got a rollback headed out on a test drive. Oh, from yesterday, you didn't watch the video either, so you don't know. We have like 5 customers on 2 trucks. So we're going to see how, I think he's the first to the party. So we're going to see how this pans out. We do have a couple more coming in that I hope massages that in difference of 5 customers, 2 trucks, that those numbers don't mesh real well. So we'll get that balanced out. It happens with square bodies all the time. I mean, all the time. Like Kristen's got a customer, I got a customer, Mike's got a customer, and we got 1 truck, and they're all on the same truck. So we try to balance it. We try to balance it properly. Hey, we're not perfect. Somebody's going to get upset. Somebody's going to get butthurt. In this case, it's kind of fair game because all 5 customers had to get financing. So it's really, in this case, whoever's finance company works the fastest for them. And that's the only way we can be fair is first come, first serve. And that's what we've adopted, and it works the best. And we've gone through that enough times. I'm not going to beat that dead horse. Another bucket man. And for you fleet guys, end of the year, I have a excellent fleet of 1-year-old Ford Transit vans. mileages are anywhere from like 10,000 to 30,000. Their price range 25 to 30. So if you guys have shopped those, you know what they cost new currently. We've got a more than I think anybody needs. But if there's a big company out there that wants 10 or 15 or 20 of them, that's no problem. If you want one at a time, that's no problem. I'll try to get a couple of them circulated onto the website so you guys can see those and check them out, because end of the year, tax write-off, if you've had a good year, or if you've had a bad year, you still need that expense. So this is our busiest time for commercial stuff. You will see a little switch of us talking more about work trucks and work vans and all those utility trucks that came in. And we did send one of our dealers that's a good customer and friend of ours. He's a small dealer, and we sent him a utility truck the other day because he said I was really low on inventory. He said, I think I can sell it. Sure enough, we had a customer show up. Out of all these utility trucks, that was the only truck he was interested in. You can't make this stuff up. How many do we have? 30 utility trucks, and he wanted the one. So trying to get that worked out and swap it so we can make him happy. But what are the chances of that? Excursion's ready to go. Got the rear view camera, got the new stereo put in it, getting ready to do a detail on it, clean up the undercarriage, put a little coating on it, a little fresh coat of wax, and that young lady is going to love having that Excursion. She will be the talk of the town. That's a freaking beast. So I think we pretty much got it, guys. We're going to do a little clip with David. David's last day today. So just went over there and talked with him for a minute, and got a little surprise food for him and a cake. So we'll bring you a little clip of that, hopefully, and then this rainy day will be no more. See you tomorrow. So we got a little special addition to the video today. As you can see, why do we not even have the lights on here? Conserving energy. Because Christian's running his heater downstairs, and we got to conserve energy. Well, we got some food, some snacks, some barbecue. Today is David's last day, and I was just over there letting him know we're gonna have some food and everything else. So he'll probably see this video later today. I think he watches most of them, especially when his day's off, because he's like, "What's going on? What do I got to deal with when I come in tomorrow?" I think everybody does, except for Christian. He just deals with whatever. But he's been a huge addition to us, and I was just over there talking to him. I was like, "Last day, it's crazy, huh?" And he ran a tool truck. He worked for UPS. He did part of a glass business at one time. He's done a lot of things, and a lot of them involved us. But the neatest part about it is my dad had two brothers, just like I do, almost identical age gap. One 3 years younger, one 10 years younger. And then he had two sisters. And I'm pretty close to my uncles because we work together. But some of the stories that my uncles kind of told recently, they lived in the same house and they worked on the same property. So, lots of fun stories. And as I've been cleaning up that property, my grandparents' property, and different things, and walking through the back, talking to both my uncles has been really interesting. I'm very close to my uncles because we work together. I went to work. I was a little squirt little kid, with my dad, probably aggravating them sometimes, washing cars, doing whatever, trying to be handy. But, they were born and bred to be mechanics, and the hard school of learn, fix, and that's what you had, And some of the stories are really cool. My dad, my uncle getting there a little early, waking my dad up, watching cartoons with him, or whatever was on TV, and then going to work, and then going home, and then hanging out in the afternoons and hunting on the weekends. And like I said, been pretty close to my uncle. So it's going to be pretty tough to see him go. He also handled a lot of tasks around here, and he was always an extra set of hands, and he'll still be around if we've got some unusual things to do. Who knows, tomorrow I might go out and buy 50 work trucks or something, and we got to have a whole pile of people. Sometimes we used to get in at 6 in the morning, make runs to Fredericksburg and all kinds of other places, and that's just what happens around here. So he'll still be here and there and everywhere, and he'll stay busy with his projects. But he did say something, and it meant a lot to me. He said, I'm really proud of you. And again, I don't have my dad any longer, so my uncles are the next closest thing to having a dad. And he said, the way you treat your employees and people around you and everything, he said, you've done a really good job. He said he was very appreciative of what we've done for him while he's been here. He's enjoyed what he did. And we enjoyed having him as well. It's, I don't get as much time. Crazy enough, he's right across the street.
And some days I don't even make it over there. You know, I'm sitting behind my desk and I'm texting like, Christian, run over there, give David this part. Christian, run over there, pick up this truck. AJ, I can't get up from my desk. If I got phone calls going, I'm sending out, you know, messages, responding to emails. It's crazy. Even my uncle worked on this side. He'd sometimes come in the door and I'd be on the phone and be on here text messaging, and he'd be like, need to see you outside. And literally I'd text him, red truck, fix it, you know, whatever. He's like, thumbs up, you know. Communication is crazy because just that extra couple minutes of getting up and that interruption, I might not get back to what I'm doing. So it is a wild race around here, and he's adapted with it, and it's kind of crazy. I don't think he texts as much as he ever texts since he came here to work. But he, you know, he did say, so I'm proud of you for what you've done and how you treat your employees, and that means a lot because I try real hard for all my guys, the young, the old, the in-between. We've had a lot of part-time helpers come and go. He became really fond of one of our neighbors, and that neighbor would cut grass for us and do little odds and ends, and his name was Mr. Cook, and him and my uncle became very close just from working here. That's how he met him, and Mr. Cook ended up passing away and leaving some things to my uncle, and you know, it's just a small world. You know, if you treat people right, you know, hopefully it comes back around one day. But anyway, this little celebration's for him. Little cake. We're gonna surprise him in a few minutes. A couple of the guys from the other shops are gonna come up here, and everybody wants to kind of be here for his last day. It's kind of very surreal, but he said, hey, I've been working for 55 years. He said, I never thought this day would come, and now this is his retirement day. So I guess everybody has that one day sometime or another. I guess me and Christian are going to be a long ways from now, but we'll figure it out. On to the next little clip. The horses are a little wet. You want to give them a ride?
Maybe that little one. You see him?
Oh man, that's a cool little dude over there.
Yeah, that's tough. Look at him looking at you.
You might get a little wet though. Grabbing another truck. I brought you guys a couple little updates on this excursion along the way, but I do want to bring one little piece of this. So I keep bringing little clips because this was a sweet excursion. Like, excursions are really becoming hard to find in good shape, but on this particular one, because there's gonna be a young woman driving it, they wanted to upgrade its stereo with Apple CarPlay and a couple other things. We're actually gonna be taking that monitor down where that cord and cable is, so it's not distracting, but we wanted something with Apple CarPlay so they could have navigation and all the other hands-free features. Save the original radio for them, but in doing that, and they want a really nice wide lens rear view camera, which we got, ended up being $500 or $600 cheaper than what we had estimated on doing it. So I just called the customer and told him, I was like, hey, great news, coming in under budget on the stereo equipment. If there's anything else that you want, we're good. He said, what? And I was like, well, yeah, you know, we guessed, and thankfully we guessed the right way, and you got a credit, you know, if you want some extra stuff. He's like, well, man, I can't really think of anything right this second, but I'll ask my son, and, you know, he can ask his daughter, and etc. He said, well, man, I'm gonna tell you something, JW. He said, you know, when you do something wrong, your first instinct is to tell everybody. I said, yes, sir. He said, you know, when you do something right, you don't really tell anybody. And you know, this is a really true statement, you know, and I think it's true to all of us, and we need to change it a little bit. He said, when you do something right, you might tell a person or two, but you might not tell anybody. But if somebody does you wrong, you really tell a lot of people. And that's super duper true. He said, but you know, I'm the opposite. He said, when somebody does something good, he said, I love telling people about it. He said, this is just a great example. He said, it means a lot that you called. He said, you could have kept the money. We wouldn't know no different. But you know, you're willing to add something extra. You're willing to give us a credit. And I was like, yes, sir, it's no problem. We can credit some service, or we can do some upgraded thises or that. But you know, you got some extra money left over, so you're good. He was blown away. He was absolutely, and don't get me wrong, most people ended up adding, like, while we're at it, can we add an amp and a sub and this and that? And of course, you know, the budget gets the wrong way. You know, you spend more money, not less money. But I do believe in what he says. You know, we do as a nation, you know, always harp on the bad and probably don't put enough press on the good. And you know, if you go somewhere, I try to always, there's a McDonald's that I did a video about, and I don't think I ever put it on here. It might have been on TikTok, but I went to a McDonald's recently. Shouldn't eat McDonald's, I know, but we did. Me and the kids. It was extraordinary. Like, I've been to 5 or 6 McDonald's that were so terrible. One was so bad, I did make a video about it, and it went kind of viral. Unfortunate for them. But, you know, food wasn't right. Nothing was right. Took 30 minutes. You know, it was a disaster. But this particular one, it was clean, neat. The manager was super polite. Personally brought it over to us at our table. It was kind of around rush hour of lunchtime, I guess. And thank you. Anything else we can get you? All the area was clean. You know, you got to give props where props are due. Even like fast food, it seems silly, but you know, a lot of these places rely on referrals and references. I'll go to that one. We've actually been to that one again since. Yes, we shouldn't eat at McDonald's so often. We don't usually, but we actually were passing through, and all of us agreed, you know, we might as well stop there. We know we're gonna get our food. We know they're gonna get it right. We know it's gonna be quick, and we were in a hurry. So I think, guys, when something happens good, give more praise about it, especially with social media these days. There's so much negativity. Give praise where you can, and uplift businesses, especially small businesses like ours, or any of these franchises or anything like that. Give them a little credit. Give them a little, you know, go on Google or Yelp and give them a review, especially if you had some outstanding service, because it will go a long ways. Because there's a lot of days where it's very frustrating when you have a business, and having that extra little attaboy helps a lot. So just remember that, guys.
I told him he's gonna get busier now.
Yeah, I got plenty to do. And if I don't have something to do, my wife will keep me busy.
That means you gotta find something to do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You got more work for me now.
Would you like to have a piece of your cake?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey.
Let's hook you up here.
Yeah, I sure appreciate that.
Wait,
Yeah.
nice sharp.
There you go. You got forks over here somewhere?
Yeah, I didn't expect all this. I was expecting going home.
I won't make you use the fingers. Here's some plates and forks. Y'all know where the
Hey,
rest
for your
is.
birthday, instead of a cake, I'm gonna get you some chicken with.
Yeah, we didn't know what the song was for retirement, so.
Yeah.
Give me some with the bone in.
Yeah, bone in.
Yeah, bone in.
From here?
Huh?
Oh, I thought
You're not gonna heat it up? You gonna eat it cold? That's what you do. Cold chicken?
Dude.
Yeah, I've done that. It's good. Hot, cold.
Come on,
That's okay.
Me.
Do that.
There
Oh,
you go. See?
thank you.
Let's
Thanks,
do the
AJ.
cake passer out. Here you go.
All right,
You
I
want some
don't
cake?
want cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.